Hey students, Mr. Prather here. Today we're going to show you how to create a digital portfolio of your work to share with your parents. We're going to learn a couple easy tips to display our work. We're going to take screenshots and then we're going to share links out to our different pieces of work so that parents can actually see all of the parts of the work. And then we're going to do some self-reflection, goal setting, or self-assessments on how we did on these assignments. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing, your teacher will have shared a link to a folder with you. Now, in this case, I'm using Google Classroom, but your teacher might have shared the link with you in Microsoft Teams Classroom, or maybe even over email. I'm not sure. You'll have to talk to your teacher, and you have to access that link. So once again, mine's in Google Classroom, and I click on that link, and it's going to open a little folder for me here. Okay. Now you'll see my Mr. Prather, look, Benjamin Prather's copy of my digital portfolio. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to make your own copy so that you can edit it by clicking these three dots right here, and then going down copy to, then save it in your OneDrive. You have to plan where you want to save it. You don't just want to save it anywhere. You want to save it in somewhere you're going to remember. So I'm going to go and save it in my OneDrive. And I'm going to pick a folder. Maybe I want it in a certain folder. I save everything in my MTech folder. That's like my class folder. And I'm actually going to create a new folder down here called exactly Digital Portfolio. Okay. And then I can click the check mark. Oh, let's spell it correctly. And click the check mark here to create a wonderful folder. And now I can copy this file into this folder and I'm ready to go. We're going to pause now so that you can make your own copy of this file. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to reset our OneDrive so that we can find our file. So go up to your ECSD bookmarks bar and click on OneDrive under there. What this does is it takes us to our own OneDrive. Just in case you were still locked in my shared folder that I shared with you, I want you to go to your OneDrive. So once again, that's ECSD bookmarks, OneDrive. Now we're going to find that folder where we copied that file to. Mine was under MTech and Digital Portfolio. Yours might be somewhere else, but you need to very carefully find where you copied that file. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to rename that. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to go to my digital portfolio, I'm going to click on the three dots here, and I am going to rename it. You're going to add your name. So it could be Mr. P, my digital portfolio, or I'm going to say my digital portfolio, Mr. P. You're going to add your name, obviously. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to share it with our teacher. You'll see beside the file here, we have a little share button. We can click on that, and you're going to find your teacher's name. In this case, I'm going to use my coworker, Trish Rofi. You would add in your teacher's name so that they can see your file. Done. Now, Miss Rofi can view. People you specify can view. I don't think our teachers need to be able to edit. However, we could change it to have allow editing by clicking that box there. But I don't need my teacher to be able to add things. This is my work. And I'm going to click send to send that invitation to my teacher to view. All right, we're going to pause here so that now you can find your file, rename it, and share it with your teacher. All right, now we're ready to get working. So in order to open up the file, I'm going to click on the title there, My Digital Portfolio, Mr. P. We've now renamed it, we've shared it with our teacher, and now I'm ready to add my own stuff in. Okay, so we want to look at making a copy of these templates and making sections. So the first thing is this first part here, this first column, do you see this area? This is where our sections go. Sections are just to kind of help us organize our OneNote. Imagine this like a binder. We could have different sections of our binder. So what we're going to do first is we're going to add in the sections we need. In this case, this portfolio is for my all of my classes. So I'm going to add in work from language arts. So I'm going to make a section called LA. I'm also going to have a section for my math work. Depending on your teacher in your class, you might be, for example, in a grade 7 math class. So maybe you're going to do different units as your sections. You're going to have a section on patterns, a section on addition, and a section on subtraction. Talk to your teacher about which sections. In this case, I am going to have sections for all of my main subjects: language arts, math, social, science, and religion. But again, you can choose what sections you would like. Talk to your teacher about that. Next, I want to show you we can change the colors of our sections. So I'm very particular. I have colors that I associate with my subjects in my classroom with students. So I have yellow for language arts, I have red for math, I have blue for social. But again, it's up to you. You can choose what colors work best for you in your situation. We're going to pause here so you can create those sections in your portfolio as well as choose those section colors. All right, I'm also going to take this templates and I'm going to drag, click and hold and drag it down to the bottom because it's not actually part of my learning. This is where I have created some different templates, some different pictures and stuff for you to use and to kind of make your work look a little nicer with backgrounds and stuff. So next I'm going to show you how to take these templates and put them in your sections. We're going to use copy and paste to do this. So I'm going to put my first piece of work in. It's actually a piece of language arts work that I want to share. So I'm going to create the page by, under templates, right-clicking on which one I would like to use, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I'm going to use 1. Copying. Okay. On a Chromebook, your right-click is that snake bite, that 2-finger click. I'm going to go to my language arts section, and now I'm going to right-click in this page area. Look, in this page area here, I'm going to right-click and select Paste. Now I have a copy of that page in my Pages section. I'm also going to right-click and delete. Right-click on this untitled page and delete it because I don't need a blank page. I'm using these templates. So we're going to pause here, go ahead now, and copy one of these template pages by right-clicking and copying, picking which section you would like it under, and pasting it in there. Go ahead now. Remember to delete any blank pages. Pause now. All right, so it might take a minute for the pictures. As you can see, some of them still aren't loaded, but they will load. So let's go back to that template page I just added, number 1. See, everything's loaded on there. Just give it a little bit, be patient, and all of the pictures will appear. All right, so this is how we're going to add new pages to add our work on anytime we need to add more work. So let's get adding our first piece of work. First of all, I want you to make sure to title your first page. So my first page in language arts, I'm going to share my how-to writing. Okay. Now, how we're going to share this is we're going to take a screenshot. So that means we're going to find our work, take a screenshot of it, and then insert a link. Don't worry, we're going to go step by step. So the first thing we need to know is how do we take a screenshot? Well, Mr. Prather in the templates section actually has a little page for you that shows you how to screenshot depending on what device you're on. So I'm on what's called a Windows PC device. You might be on a Chromebook or Mac or Windows. Just look at the different controls for you. So in mine, I hold down the Windows key, the Shift key, and the S key at the same time. So watch what happens when I do that. On a Chromebook, you're using Control, Shift, and then that button, it's up at the top in the middle of your Chromebook. But watch what happens. I'm going to press Windows, I'm holding it down. Then I'm pressing Shift, holding it down. And then I'm pressing S and holding them all down and letting go. Look what happens. I can now take a screenshot of my screen, and I now have a picture of what's on my screen. So we're going to show you how to do that with your work now. So we need to find our work. Now, Mr. Prather is not modeling this. Unfortunately, there are many different places we can have our work stored. Talk to your teacher about how to find certain pieces of work. Maybe some of your work's in a Google Classroom, maybe it's in your Microsoft Class Teams, or maybe it's just saved to your computer files. Talk to your teacher and they'll let you know how to find your work. So I know that the first piece of work that I'm using is in my Google Drive. So I'm going to open up a new tab and I'm going to find that piece of work. Again, different for all of us students. So I'm going to find mine. You will have to find yours. Okay, I know mine is actually, I know exactly what folder it's in, so I'm going to find it. All right, here's the first piece of work, my how-to writing. Once you've found it, we're going to use those same commands. Do you remember those screenshot commands? You can check them out here under templates anytime. So mine is Windows Shift S. So I'm going to go to my work. First of all, you know what? I want to be able to see the whole thing in here. Different programs have different ways to zoom, so I'm going to zoom out. You can maybe get a friend to show you how, but I'm going to make it so that I can see all of my work. You don't have to, because we're going to link to the work so that you can take your parents directly to the file and show them every part of it. But we use that screenshot shortcut. Remember mine, Windows Shift S. Now I can take a screenshot of my work to share with parents. Down here, you'll see a little box, and it says it's been saved to the clipboard. That's a fancy way to say it's been copied, and now we can paste it. No matter what computer you're on, if it's a Chromebook, it does this. So watch. Now we go back to our portfolio. We find where we wanted to put our work. I don't want to put it on the screenshot page. I wanted to put it on my language arts how-to writing page. And now I can right-click and select paste. Or I can use Control-V to paste in my work. Either one will work. Oh, there we go. I have to just click a little harder sometimes. All right, so we've now shown you how to take a screenshot of your work. I'm actually going to show you really quickly how to move and resize these screenshots. So there's a box at the top. Any of these items can be moved by grabbing that little bar at the top to move it. And then I'm going to scroll down a bit. I want to make it a little smaller for my page. So I'm just clicking on it. I clicked on it twice. And now you see these little boxes that indicate I can change the size. I'm going to grab a corner one, and I'm just going to resize this so it fits a little bit better on the page. And I'm going to use the bar at the top to position it where I would like it. I can switch this at any time. All right, so now we know how to take a screenshot of our work. We're going to pause here so that you can take a screenshot of your first piece of work and add it in on this page. Go ahead and do so now. All right, so this is how we're going to be sharing all of our work. Even if it's a video, a Microsoft Word file, we're going to use screenshots and links. Just because a lot of files won't actually live in OneNote, we're going to use screenshots and then link out to the actual file. So for this one, it's a Google Doc. I'm going to click over here, and I can get a link up in this top right-hand corner. I click on Share, and now I can get my link right there. Depending on which file we're linking to, you're going to get it in a different place. I'm going to click Copy Link now. Now I'm ready to go back to my digital portfolio, and I'm going to add in a little bit of text to attach that link to. So to add text, I'm going to click off to the side, and I'm going to write something that tells parents or whoever's with me to click here to get to my work. So I'm going to write exactly that. Click here to see my writing. Okay. Now that I've got that text in there, I can select the whole thing or a part of it, and I can add my link there. How do I do that? I go up to Insert, Link, and now I can paste that link that I copied. Remember? I can paste it right there. Insert. Wonderful. Now, anytime I click that link, it's going to open up and take people to my work. Another thing I want to do is I might want to change the font here. So I highlight what I want to change, and either in this box here or on the home screen, I can change the font that I'm using and also the size. So go ahead, and if you want to change it just to make it look a little better, I can also change the size of the text box as well. All right, we're going to pause here so that you can get the link, add in text, and insert the link in your text. Go ahead and do so now. All right, so there's many different other types of files that we might want to share our work, and we kind of get those links in different places. So I have a couple examples for you. So one of the ones that I have an example of is a nativity scene for religion. So I'm going to go under my religion page, and I need to add in a template page for me to use. I'm going to use number 2 here. Again, we went over how to do this, so it's just copying those pages, pasting them in. We give it a title. So this one is a Jesse tree project that we did. Okay. And it was a PowerPoint that we used. I'm going to delete this extra page that's blank. I'm ready to add in my screenshot, which we've already shown how to do as well. So I'm going to open up my file. I'm going to use that Windows Shift S to take that screenshot. Oh, but that's not what I wanted a screenshot of. So Mr. Payne is going a little fast here. Choose what you would like the screenshot of. I want a screenshot of my actual work. So I'm going to go Windows Shift S, and I'm going to take a screenshot of my work. So this is all the same steps we did before, and then I'm going to paste it here by pressing Control V. I can move it around, resize it, remember? Oh, where did that? Oh, it's taken a while. Okay. Now, the link is in a different place because this was a PowerPoint file and not a Word document. So I'm going to go back to that, and we can click Share right here. And then we can just copy the link to that file. So this is how we're going to be linking out to all of our work. We're taking screenshots, and then we're adding a text box that says, click here to see my Jesse tree. Then once again, what I'm doing is I'm highlighting the text and inserting a link. Oh, sorry, I have to copy that link again. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to change our settings. So this says we need to add a person. We don't want that. We just want the link. So we're going to click up here and click anyone with the link can view this. And then we're going to click apply. What this does is it generates a link that people can follow to look at our work. We're going to be the only ones following it, but this just creates that link for us. Now I click copy link, and it's copied that to my clipboard. It's ready to paste. So I go back to my portfolio, and now I can paste that link in right there. Beautiful. Again, remember, you can change your text, which I was liking to do. And the size of your text if you need to. All right, lastly, I want to really quickly show you how to link out to videos. So let's say I have a Screencastify video. So I actually have a math project. Again, it's a skip counting video. I've already put the template in here for it. So again, with videos, we're going to be doing the same thing, okay? Screencastify videos, I want you to go to Screencastify extension right here. And I want you to go to My Recordings. The reason is this is the easiest place to grab a link and a screenshot from. So in this case, you have to find your video. There's a ton here. Hopefully you've given them good titles. That's what I always advise. So I'm looking for my skip counting video. There it is. I can see the title of it right there. All right, so step number one, we're going to do the same thing as we did for our other work. We're going to get a screenshot, and then we're going to link to the video. So I want a screenshot that shows some of my work. This is just a practice video that Mr. Praler was doing. So let's say this was what I want a screenshot of.
Talk aloud while they completed.
I'm going to actually make it full screen so that I get a really good screenshot of it. So I'm going to make it full screen.
All right,
and I'm going to use that same shortcut that I use to take screenshots of my other work. In this case, I'm on a Windows PC, so Windows Shift S. Again, you're going to use the same one that you use depending on what device you're on. We're going to paste that into our digital portfolio again.
Just like errors, just talk aloud.
Oh, I have to make it not full screen. Paste in the image, Control V. All right. Now, while that picture's loading, I'm actually going to go grab my link. So how to get a Screencastify video link? We're actually going to click Copy Shareable Link. Now that link has been copied to our clipboard, and I can do the same things. First of all, I'm going to rearrange this. It's way too big for me. And I'm going to add in that text by clicking off to the side. Click here to watch my skip counting video. And then again, I'm going to highlight all of the text this time. Insert your link attached to the text. So I copied that link. Remember, copying that link at any time, I can recopy it. And then Control V to paste. Okay. Again, we can change the font and the size at any time. All right, so this is how we're going to be inserting our work, screenshots and links. Okay, we've shown you how to grab Microsoft, so any PowerPoint or Microsoft Word document or Sways, you can share the link that way. We've shown you how to take Google work and grab the link and share it that way. We've shown you how to take Screencastify videos and then link to that. So now we have ways to put our work into our portfolio. Next, we're going to jazz up our portfolio by adding in some important assessment pieces. We're going to set some goals for our work. We're going to set self-assess, which means we're going to communicate how we think we did on some of these assignments, and we're going to reflect, which means we're going to look back on these assignments. Maybe you've already done some of these things, and you're just going to share. Maybe we're going to do it right now with our portfolio. So, first part is on every one of these slides, you'll see we have a couple little lines here. This is the reflection piece. So for each one of these, so I've only got 3 pieces of work in here, my how-to writing, my skip counting, and my Jesse Tree project. You might have more in there. That's totally fine. You might have different ones. It's your work, so of course you're going to have different ones and your own. But on each one of these, I'm going to choose what activity I want to do with my parents, how I want to communicate this project to my parents. I can either tell them about something I did with this project. Okay? I can describe the process of the steps that I took and what went well and what didn't. Or I can describe what I would want to do next with this topic. So I'm going to show you an example of that. Let's go to my how-to writing. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick which one. There's 2 ways that I can indicate that. I can draw up here, and that just lets me add a little inking in. Let's say I wanted to show my parents something I did with this one. I can mark it off with a check. Now, when I'm actually showing my parents my work here, I'm going to talk to them about my writing. I'm going to click here, show them, and I'm going to tell them something I did. So in this case, I would say, well, I wrote a how to write a biography in my writing. I went step by step on how to create a biography piece of writing. Anyways, you're going to explain something you did. Okay? Another option is you can add in a sticker. Insert stickers. And then I can choose a sticker to indicate which one I'm going to do. In this case, never find the right sticker that I want. What? All right, so I find the sticker that I want to use. I click to insert it. Just click once, and it adds it on the page. It might take a little bit to load. Now I can then, I'm going to exit out of stickers by pressing this X. Now, I'm still in inking. So notice how I click there? You got to get out of inking. So I'm going to go back to my draw. I'm going to erase all those little marks that I just made. Okay. And I'm going to go to this first one here, which is type. I want my typing arrow back. So there we go. I'm now able to interact with the objects. So if you get stuck in inking, again, it's under draw, and click on that first icon there. I'm going to resize the sticker, and I'm going to make the sticker show what activity I want to do. So for this one, I want to describe what I might do next and why. So I'm going to put my little sticker there. Now when I come to this activity with my parents, I have to describe what I might do next for skip counting and how this inspires me. So skip counting is a great way to learn about multiplication. So maybe that's what I would say. When I walk my parents through this, we watch the skip counting video. Afterwards, we talk about what I might do next. So I would say something like, well, I want to learn how to skip count backwards better, starting at with skip counting with 5s. I really struggled skip counting by 5s, so I'm going to practice more on that. Then I like to learn how to skip count backwards by 5, starting at different places. What I think this will impact or inspire me is I think it'll help me with multiplication, because I know that skip counting and multiplication have something in common. So again, this is going to be your reflection on your work. In grade 3, we do skip counting and we do multiplication. So this might be what a grade 3 would say. But again, you're looking at your work and reflecting on it how you so choose. All right, last but not least, we have a couple little extra activities that you can do for each of yours. So maybe you want to set some goals for your learning. You're going to tell us how you're going to get better at different assignments or different parts of your learning. So let's say my skip counting, I want to get better at my skip counting. So what we have here is you can select all of these text boxes by clicking off to the side, dragging, and when you've covered all of them, let go. See how they're all in dark gray? That means I've selected all 4 text boxes. Now I can either right-click and copy, or I can press Control-C to copy these 4 text boxes. Now on any one of my assignments, I can add in goal setting. So let's say I wanted to do it for the skip counting. Now I can either right-click and paste those text boxes, or press Control-V to paste those text boxes in. Okay. Oh, see how they accidentally took over the screenshot? At any time, if you do something wrong, I'm going to give you a little hint here. Control-Z will undo. So I was selecting, look at how the dots on this picture, I was accidentally selecting this picture. I'm going to click off of it, and I'm going to right-click over here and go paste. Or Control-V. Always wants me to Control-V. Uh-oh, see how it kind of pasted them in there? There's my goal. You can move them at any time. How am I going to get better? When will I check in to see if I have met my goal, and why is this goal important? Now I can fill out these boxes. My goal is to learn how to skip count backwards by 5s, because that's what I had trouble with in this assignment. Okay. Now, look, you can't really see my text box. I can resize at any moment by grabbing my mouse and dragging to resize the text box. Now you're going to fill out these boxes paying attention to your work and how you would like to set goals to get better in the future. So again, it's going to differ based on the assignment. So on this one, I was going to practice skip counting. I'm going to start at different places and count backwards by 5s. That's how I'm going to get better. I'm going to practice counting backwards by 5s. Now, for some reason, it doesn't like the number 5, so I'm going to write 5s. All right, anyways, and at any time you can fill out these 4 boxes of how you plan your goals to get better or improve in the future for this piece of work or this topic. One more I'm going to show you under those templates. We also have a self-assessment. So I can copy this box here. It's one box. I can click on it, or again, I can drag to select it all. I can click Control-C or right-click and copy. Now, in any of my assignments, I can add these self-assessments in. So I'm going to add it to my Language Arts How-To Writing. I'm going to right-click and paste, or again, that hasn't been working for this part. It says I can only use Control-V. So I'm going to Control-V. Now I have that self-assessment box. Now what I can do is I can add that box in at any part. I'm going to make it a little smaller, though. It doesn't fit as perfectly as I would like it to. Okay, and I'm going to move it to the side here. There we go. All right, now I need to indicate where I think I did on this assignment. So in my how-to writing, I think that I am a 3. I own it. I'm not just learning it. I'm pretty good at how-to writing. I'm almost there. Nope, I'm there. I got it. I wouldn't say I'm a pro, though. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to indicate by either drawing, so I can make a little circle. I think I own it. Then I have to explain it to my parents if they ask. The other option is I can add a sticker, just like we did with the other one. Insert stickers, sticker. And insert that check mark. Then I'm going to move it to where I think I am. So in my how-to writing, I thought that I owned it. I thought I did really good. So again, I'm going to put that picture, I'm going to make it the right size, and then I'm going to move it. Now, when we show this to our parents, look at the bottom here. I have to be able to explain why I think I'm at that level. I have to explain why I think I own my work here, and I'm not a pro. And I have to explain why I'm not learning, what I'm good at, why I chose that one, okay? All right, so let's say we've gone through, we've added screenshots and links for all of the work we wanted to. My portfolio is looking a little bare. I did have more that I wanted to add, but this is just a demo. Yours is going to be full of all the amazing work that you've been doing. But when we're ready, how on the day we're ready to show our parents, I'm going to close out everything. All right, so when we're ready to show our parents our portfolio, how do we find it? Well, on the day that we're ready, we open up our Chrome browser, just like this. We're signed in with our school account, there's mine. And I'm gonna go to my bookmarks, and I'm gonna go to my OneDrive. Now here's the key. You have to remember where you saved yours. Now I saved mine in my digital portfolio folder. It was in my MTech folder and digital portfolio. Remember when we made that copy, you saved yours somewhere. Well, when we're ready to show our parents, all we do is open it up. And then we're ready to walk through and show all of these things with our parents. So I can start with my language arts and my how-to writing. I can open up my writing to show them. I can explain, I can show them what I did in there, and then I can explain to them why I thought I owned this assignment. Then I can go to the next assignment that I want to share. In this one, I wanted to describe where I might go next. And I also set a goal for what I might do next. And I have a link to watch the video for my skip counting. So this is how you're going to share your amazing work with your parents. All right, and that's how to create a digital portfolio using OneNote by taking screenshots of your work and then linking out to your work. And that way you can share a whole bunch of different products and things that you've done with your parents. We've also told you how then you can show it to your parents by opening up the file. Anyways, thanks for joining us. Good luck, and I can't wait to see some amazing examples of your digital portfolios.